Hello. Hello, everyone. How are we? Good afternoon. I almost said good morning. Good afternoon. Super excited to be here. Come live with you. Come at you live again today. Awesome. I'm in my kitchen today because just feeling like it. Hello. I got a good one for you guys today. So I'm going to bring on a client of mine named Cammie. I'm excited for this client interview and live because Cammie is someone that has done a shorter length program with us, and man, she's just incredible. So it's going to be super fun, really great to see and bring her on. So let me know where you're watching from, if you watch live or the replay. Cammie, let's go for it. Good afternoon. Hello. Guys, we are in the middle of such a massive, big old...
Hi.
Hi.
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. You look
You
so
do too.
pretty. Well, thank you. I'm glad that we're doing
Yes,
this. I'm
me
so
too.
excited.
Can you hear me okay?
I
Okay, good.
can. You're perfect. I'm just trying to get this set up here so my face isn't cut off. So Cammie, tell us about you. For everybody that's watching, gonna watch the replay and all of that, give us some info on
Okay, well,
you.
I am 55 years old, and I'm a mother of two young adults now. I have a 24-year-old and a 26-year-old that are, one of them's graduating from college Saturday, so we're really excited about that. And then the other one will be following a year later. I'm married. I was in ministry for, 20-something years. Still do some ministry now, but we're not full-time ministry anymore. And I was always, my side gig and passion was fitness and helping people work out, I taught group exercise classes and did personal training at one time in a little town that we lived in that we were pastoring. I even managed a little gym and stuff. And so I've just always been really passionate about being healthy and about helping people until when we moved back to Oklahoma, Tulsa is where we live now, or Broken Arrow. I got out of teaching classes and doing the fitness thing. I was still working out on my own, but I started going through menopause, late 40s, early 50s, and when I did, my body just really went through a lot of changes, and of course I gained weight, and I kept going to my doctor and, trying all different kinds of diets and all the yo-yo dieting and all that stuff, and nothing was helping. And my doctor kept telling me, well, you're fine. You're really healthy for someone your age. You don't look bad. She didn't consider me overweight, even though I felt like I was overweight compared to what I'm used to being in the past. And I'm short, so that makes a difference. And I just didn't accept the fact that she kept telling me, it is what it is, and you're just going to have to accept where you are in life. And I was thinking, no, I know that there's something out there. There's somebody that can help me get this weight off. And I also was having issues with my cholesterol, and I had never had any issues like that before, never on any medication or anything like that. And she wanted to put me on medication, and I told her, I said, well, let me see what I can do. Let me try to manage this with weight first, and then we'll go from there. So I just prayed about it, and I kept seeing you on Instagram and following you, and I listened and waited probably too long. I think I waited about 6 or 8 months. And then finally I just prayed about it. And I said, you know what? I felt like the Lord told me to contact you. And from there, it's just it's been wonderful. You've really helped me out so much. Your program is great.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. And I love the fact that, like you said, you are an active person.
Yeah.
You always have been an active person. This wasn't like it was just you sitting on the couch doing nothing. Like being healthy is and has been a part of your
Yes.
life, for sure. And so you followed me on. I didn't realize you had followed me for such a long time
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
making the
I
jump.
did. I followed you for a while, probably 6 or 8 months. You just kept kind of popping up on my
Yeah.
feed, and so I started following you and listening. And I think one day you put like a little video out there about, are you going through menopause? Do you have belly fat? And you tried all these different things and nothing's working. I can help you, contact me. And so I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna take the plunge and I'm just going to contact her. And with me being in fitness and all of that, it took me swallowing my pride, realizing that, hey, I'm at a place in my life where what used to work for me as far as diet and exercise is not working for me anymore, and I don't really know what to do. So I'm going to have to humble myself, swallow my pride, and get help from somebody else. So that was a big step for me to
Yeah.
do that. That I was like, I'm going to do it. I feel like I'm supposed to do it. And I'm so glad that I did. I was kind of like a cardio junkie. I loved I loved
Okay.
cardio. I was into cardio. I did way too much
Yeah.
of it. I did a lot of weight training early on
Okay.
in my fitness years, and then after I moved and
Okay.
I started going through menopause, I really didn't have time to do the weight training as much, and so I was basically just doing cardio, 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 and I felt like that it was probably the problem is that I was doing too much cardio and no weights, but I just wasn't sure. And then the eating, I wasn't sure with going through menopause. I know your body changes and that there are certain types of foods and things that you need to eat in order to balance the hormones. And so, but
Mhm.
I just didn't know how to put it all together. And your program helped me do that for sure.
Yeah. Well, good. That's so wonderful. And you know what? I think that just the point that you made just about letting it be okay to ask for help, to get some insight, to just help kind of with, I like to describe it kind of as like a pit stop, along your journey. Some people need a little more help than others, but there's nothing wrong with it. There have been so many times in my life that I have had coaches, hired coaches, fitness coaches, nutrition coaches, business coaches, so many people. And I just like to think of it as, I want to always I hope that I look back 2 years from now and I can see and say, hey, man, Brittany, you have grown. You haven't been, like you said, so stubborn to think, no, I know it all. And just to
Yeah.
kind of keep yourself stuck, because really, whenever we kind of let that pride just be there, it really does keep us stuck. And we feel like we should know all of these things. And so I'm so glad that you did kind of take that chance and say, hey, you know what? If I don't know it, that's okay. Let me just try this out. Let me just learn it, and move on, And I think that that's just, it doesn't mean you're less than. It doesn't, no one just for asking for help. It's just, hey, let me take a little of this. Let me take a little bit of this. Let me integrate what I need to, just so that I can enhance everything and make it that much better as I'm enjoying my
Yes.
life, and as I'm moving moving forward and growing
Yes,
as we go.
absolutely.
So important for sure. And so, okay, so um you saw that I was talking about menopause and different things like that, belly fat and whatnot, and we really have had so many women that have been in your shoes that come in, and it's the exact same thing. They're active. It's not like they're not. It's not like they're couch potatoes. They are like up and at them. They're go getters, and it's not like this is their first go around with fitness
Yeah.
either. It's just when you hit these time stamps or these seasons, you do have to adjust and just learn new
Exactly.
skills, really. So I'm so glad you did that. And so when you did reach out, were you nervous? Were you scared? What were your thoughts on that? I mean, for the person on the other side of it, you didn't know me, you saw what you saw on Instagram, but you just found me and had
Yes,
been
I
watching.
was skeptical a little bit. I had watched you, and one thing that really stuck out to me and really attracted me to you was you talked about your faith. And so I thought, well, she has, she definitely has a, faith in God, and you seem like a Christian person. And I thought, well, she's got to be trustworthy. And so when I decided to reach out to you, I know you had one of your team members call me and talk to me or whatever. And I just thought, well, we'll see how this goes. And I was skeptical, but we had a great call and everything went great. And she was able to answer all my questions, and I was ready to go for it. But just pushing the
Yeah.
trigger just to pay the credit card, bill. I'm just thinking, is this a scam? And if it is, well, am I going to be able to get my money back?
Yeah.
All of that just was like a big thing for me. But like I said, I felt like that the Lord told me to go for it, that you could help me. And so I just had to just push all my fears aside, and I went for it. And I have not looked back. I've been very thankful, that I did it. And I hope to, continue to be able to move forward and get on some more programs that you have some great offers right now. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Good. There is always that point in time that is, you just kind of have to just like
Yes.
jump and take the leap and trust for sure. But I always, of course, encourage anyone like message
Yeah.
me. I get it. I understand. Like I don't ask anyone to invest when I'm not doing the
Yeah.
investing on my end. Also, I know what it feels like. I know the process. Like it is, and it can be nerve wracking, and it can just because when you have tried several things in the past and you find yourself
Yeah.
trying something again, it can get a little bit you can
Yeah.
get discouraged, and then of course with so many things out there, it just makes logical sense. But I'm so glad that you did trust and that you did reach out and you asked
Yeah.
the questions that you needed um, to make yourself get to a place to where you did feel comfortable with it, and trust that there is a person on
Right.
the other side, right? That is, and we are a business, and we do what we
Exactly.
say we're going to
You
do, and
do.
all of
And you
those
have a
things.
great system as far as your email system and all of your other systems that you
Good.
use. I mean, it's a quick response from you or from your team member. And I like the fact that I can message you and you pretty much, I mean, sometimes you don't get right back to me, but most of the time someone has gotten right back to me. And, once I made the payment, I got the information that I needed, or I got an email saying, keep a lookout, your information's coming. And so that all gave me peace and comfort too as well. So I think your system is great,
Yeah.
and it's easy to work with, and all your team, they're all great and very helpful. So
I'm so
yeah,
I'm so glad to hear it for sure. And so what I love about you though is like you came in and you have not even like you didn't
no,
do the 12-week program. It's not like you've been with us for super, super long. What did
I
you do? I think
did.
you did four
I
weeks,
did four
right?
weeks.
Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. So and that's why I wanted to come and have you on, is because it's just time and the practicing and the coaching and all of that. Yes, if it's something you're able to do and have that link, it's wonderful. But we have so many different options, and even since
I
you
know.
initially joined with us, we've got so many
Yeah,
different programs and things that we've really integrated and we're working on and coming out with and stuff like that, to be able to reach people wherever they're at with whatever season they're in and whatever they need. And so 4 weeks worked so great for you. What was one of the things that you like, I guess like a favorite thing about it, or something that you felt like you learned that you weren't really, you were surprised to learn, or anything like that about the
well,
program in
I'll
that
tell
four
you,
weeks?
whenever I got all the information, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is a lot of prepping and a lot of cooking, but I love to cook.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like at first I was a little overwhelmed, but then after I got it and I got into it, I loved it and I enjoyed it. And one thing that I learned that I think that I was missing out on were that weekends
Uh-huh.
are very important. I would do really well.
I
I would
know.
do really well during the week. I would eat clean and healthy and eat my protein and my carbs and everything. And then when it came to the weekends, it wasn't so great. And I think that that was where I was really sabotaging. Like I would lose a couple of pounds and then, gain it right back. And like you said, I've heard you say this over and over again, you're like always starting over on Monday. And that was me. I was always starting over on Monday. So I can remember like whenever I started the program, I think it was like the second week I was into it, it was my birthday and my kids wanted to take me out for my birthday. And I was like, okay, well, we'll go out. But I'm like, I'm not getting off of this program. I'm staying on my plan. So I took my lunch with me that was on the plan. I took it with me to the restaurant. And it was hilarious. I had a little lunchbox and everything. And my kids were like, Mom, you're not going to eat anything off the menu? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm serious about this. I'm going to stick to this plan. So I took my lunch and we sat outside on the patio and I ate my food out there. And it was great. I just enjoyed the fellowship with my kids. And then we went and did something fun afterwards. But I was like, nope, I'm sticking to this plan. I'm going to get this weight off and I'm going to get healthy again. And I was just determined. I'm very disciplined. I'm a very disciplined person, and I'm self-motivating, so I don't have to have as much, of that. Although sometimes I do need motivation and I need direction. We all do, like you said. But that is one of the major things that I learned from that program and being on the program. It's just that weekends count and that you have to stick to the plan, even during the weekends. Or you're not going to see the results that you want to see. So, yeah,
that's so good. I'm so glad that was something that really stuck with you, and you could implement it during that time, during those 4 weeks, and like I talk about in our Thursday trainings. I know you're always on those, and I love the fact that you're there. But like we always talk about that, like you just get another chance to work on those skills the coming weekend. If you mess up, or you feel like, well, let me work on this, well, let me try this. That's what it's about, is just figuring out how it's going to work best for you in that season where you're at. But weekends are such a huge thing that obviously they come around and they're not going to stop coming around. And so whenever you can learn, just strategize a little bit more and figure out how to adjust things, you really find that you start to fill those holes in like your system of maybe where you're falling off, and just by putting those little systems in place to fill the holes, it makes a big difference, like in your overall progress and how you feel. Like, did you notice, so did you start to feel different during those 4 weeks? Like, did you start to notice just feeling better?
Overall, I started feeling so much better. My energy level increased because I was drinking, smoothies with the veggies and the fruit, and that was really good. I loved the meal plan. It's awesome. And I had more energy. I was sleeping better at night, which was one of the things I was kind of struggling with as well. And just the overall, lifting, starting the weight training back and doing that and walking. I was a runner. And I would run I know I heard you talking about your running the other day. You can do it. I know you can. Yes. You can do it. But anyway, I used to run all the time. And I ran, 4 miles, or I would do I have a spinning bike or a cycle bike at home, and I would do cycling and stuff like that, and just all this cardio. And so once I started doing the weights again and doing the walking instead, I am so enjoying the walking. I love it. I just love it. And I prefer it over running now. And I used to think, people used to tell me all the time, oh, walking is so good for you. It's great. It'll help you. And I used to think, no, I don't have time for that. That's boring. That's not getting my heart rate up. That's not doing anything for me, when I was completely wrong. And it's awesome. I love it. And I would rather walk than anything. So.
Well, it's like, and for me, I just feel like it's like therapy for me. It just lets me, you just get outside if you can. If you're not, then, you're on a treadmill. But it's that moving, and it's also so helpful for, like you specifically, when you were coming in, dealing with menopause and, just kind of going through the shift and the change of those things, is we want to keep those stress levels low. And that's what walking really is so good for. And it's still getting that movement in and that activity, but it's not by raising those cortisol levels and those stress hormones that in turn increase your waistline, right? Like pack the pounds on your belly, which is what so many women want to get rid of. And so, you know, just learning those little puzzle pieces and kind of where to put things and how to kind of structure that, and bringing in, like you were saying, the weight training back in. And then you see that you're sleeping better, and the recipes, and feeding your body well, and addressing inflammation, because you were on reset. So you did the first 4 weeks of the reset program, which, like you mentioned, like that is definitely more, it's recipes. You're cooking much more, you know, you're like the energy balls, and what else do we have? Like you said, like the smoothies, like but those recipes are so
they're
good.
great.
And
there's lots of great recipes in there. Those brownies, those double chocolate, those things are, my family loves those. Those are so good. Those are really good. I like those. I probably eat those too much, too often. Those are so good.
Well, you know what? When you have like just the healthy alternatives and the treats that you know, like is good ingredients, and it's stuff that as you're eating it, it's helping you. It's lowering inflammation. It's not going to make you puffy and like your stomach super bloated when you wake up in the morning, and you know, just different things like that. It's just so helpful. So, like I was saying, just bringing all of those little pieces in for you, even just in that 4 weeks, and that you were with us, and that we were able to, you know, talk back and forth and do the coaching, the live coaching with you, and help you fill in the gaps, you know, and just kind of get things to get things moving for you. And the fact that you are still implementing so many of those things, it's just, that's
I mean, I definitely, I've been so happy with my results. I was so skeptical, you know, of everything when I came into it, just thinking, oh, is this really going to work for me? You know, but I just kept thinking, listen to what Brittany says and trust the process and do what you say to do, which was hard for me, but I just kept thinking, okay, week 1, I noticed the scale was budging, you know, and changing. I think the week 1 I lost 4 pounds or something in that first week. It was something crazy. You know, I wasn't expecting that. And then as the weeks went on, of course, I wasn't losing as much, but I did end up losing almost all the weight I wanted to lose. But just trusting the process and the plan of, you know, implementing, like you said, your meal plan, your weight training, and the walking and getting your steps in, and drinking your water. Oh my gosh. That's one thing. I have a sedentary job where I sit at a desk all day long, but I do get to take breaks throughout the day. And so on my breaks, I get up from my desk, I go outside, and I walk. I do my walking. I walk twice a day. I get 2 15-minute breaks, so I walk during my breaks. So I get in a couple of miles, you know, doing that. And then whatever I have left, I do in the evenings when I get home or in the mornings. And just drinking my water and stuff. I was having issues like with water retention around my ankles and stuff like that from sitting, and that has all gone away. I have that no more. I mean, all my belly fat's pretty much gone. I'm just so happy with my results. I'm just, and then the main thing, the whole reason why I decided to really pursue you too was because of my cholesterol. It was off the charts, you know, out of control. And I went to my doctor, and she was, you know, wanting to put me on meds, and I was like, no, I'm going to figure out something. And so I went back just recently and had it all checked, and she said it's perfect. It's like it used to be. So and it's, you know, and it's because of the food and everything that I've done. She said, keep doing what you're doing because it's working for you. So,
Oh, that's amazing. Yes. I mean, that's just massive. I know whenever you sent me that message in Facebook, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago or whatever it was, and you told me that, I was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, that's just,
I was really pumped over that.
Like, yes, absolutely. And you know, the thing is, I think a lot of the times women and us, like, we look for just like the one thing. like, okay, where is the one secret? Is there one secret pill? Is there a secret wrap I need? Is there a tea? Like, just one thing, because that's how we
Right.
are. And we just want to, try to find the thing. But I think the biggest thing is just to kind of if we can just open up like our brain, our minds and our eyes a little bit, and make our vision a little bit wider, and just realize, if we can stop just trying to look for the one secret thing, and just understand it's really it's several little moving parts. But once you get that and you just start getting the rhythm of the moving parts, like what we've been talking about here, you can keep with it, and it can really be something that truly does help you and change so much, not just physically for you, but like your health, like you're talking about your cholesterol, but like mentally also. I feel like just understanding and learning more about nutrition and all the things that you really need, instead of just trying to jump on the Atkins diet or jump on this or do keto. Like, let's actually look at it. And it just puts a light bulb moment in women's ears and their eyes, and they actually experience it. And when you can experience it, is when it changes.
And it is a process. There are no quick fixes, for sure. Yeah. And I mean, and this is something that I'm going to continue to grow and learn. And I'm in it for the long haul. I mean, I didn't look at this like this is a diet. I mean, this is a lifestyle change for me. And people ask me all the time, they notice I've lost weight, I look better. They're like, what are you doing? And I'm telling them, that I have taken a totally different change. This is a lifestyle change. And I tell them about you and the program and everything. And so, I mean, it is, and you need to look at it that way when you're going into it, that it's not just a diet, that it is a lifestyle change. And it's overall, I mean, it's great for your physically, mentally, and, just it's a whole, your plan is just, it touches everything, the whole person. It's not just focusing on physically how you look. And that's the one thing that I really like about it. And all of the things that you've done to teach us, just the different Zoom, meetings that you have with us, or the coaching times, those are all great. All the free things that you've done is wonderful too. And I like all the new things that you're offering as well. Great.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you. I love them too, because, it's just, I just want to help. If we can just empower women and help them to just see, hey, like, it's just some shifts, but you can do it. You can do it. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter, what you've got going on. Like, you can do these things. And it just changes everything for the person, but then also, just their family and just everything that the way they show up in their life, in their day, at their job, just all of it. And so it's so good and rewarding all the way around. And it blows right past just what you see on the scale. You're like, oh yeah, like that happened. But like all this other stuff happened too, just because I'm taking a chance on me. Like I'm investing in myself. Like I know I need this for me. So I'm just so thrilled to hear this, and just the fact that you were with us for 4 weeks and you keep in touch. I mean, you message me all the time, and I just love it, because you're just like, oh my gosh, okay, look, here's an update. This happened. I'm still doing this. This happened. And that's what we want. Like, that is just fantastic. And so I just want to tell you, just stay with it. Like, you are doing so good. And the fact that, like, here's something that I noticed with all of the clients that come in and they just get it. They just do so well, is what you literally just said. Almost every single one of them say this. They say, I understood that this was just a different, like a lifestyle. Like it was going to take shifts, and it was going to take trial and error, and we were going to turn a little bit, and we were going to move with it. And that's what I was looking for. And so coming in with those glasses on already, and just, not looking and being in, in the DMs, okay, what's the fastest way I can lose 30 pounds? Like, how long is it going to take? Am I going to be able to lose it in 2 weeks? Like, when you shift the mindset from that to, like you said, I want to be healthy. Like, I knew I needed to do these things. The belly weight to come off in the process. Yeah. Like that other stuff, the energy. Yeah. it's all going to happen in the process of it. And so, like, if you can just have that right mindset as you go in, and just be a sponge and soak it up, it just changes
Absolutely.
everything. So I'm so grateful for you. You've just blown me away, and I really am. Like, Katie and I and the team, like, we're just really, really grateful. And like, just to see, I just love seeing it. It's like such a gift to me to just see you doing it and taking it and thriving and just sharing, honestly. It's just amazing. So is there anything else that you would want to say?
I
Anything we didn't
just
cover,
want to say
anything like
thank
that?
you to you and your team for everything that you've done to help me. It's totally changed my life. And if there's anybody out there that's, thinking about joining, I really encourage you to do it and trust Brittany and her team, because they are great and they'll be there to walk you through every step of the way. And they're just great, and they're very knowledgeable in what they do. So I just want to thank you so much for having me on today and allowing me to share my journey with you. And I'm going to continue to be a part, because you guys are like a part of a family. It's like being a part of a family. And so it's like you're my family now. So I'm going to keep following you and being a part. And I might join up on another program here in the near future. So
Good,
anyway, but thank you so much for
good.
helping me, because I felt like I was stuck and I was frustrated. And that you just changed my whole perspective and changed my life and showed me that it
Oh,
is possible. So thank you so much.
you're welcome. You're so welcome. And thank you. Like I said, thank you for trusting yourself, for taking the leap and just doing it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing, is just doing it. So when somebody like you comes in and pairs up, it's a team, and like together it just gets done. And like, we do massive
that's
things together. So I'm so grateful for you. And I would love to have you, of course, at anything and everything and in anything that you ever want to
well,
be in and be
thank
a
you.
part
I'm
of.
sure you'll be
So
seeing me around.
I know. All right, girl. Well, go have a great rest of your day. Thank you for
You
your
too.
time today, and we will talk
Thank
soon,
you.
okay?
Bye.
All right. Bye.